Okay, I think I clicked all the things. Hello! Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to be here today. I hope you are well. Oh, I hope this works. I'm planning a trip the end of January, and I dislike using the shampoo, and they don't have conditioner on the cruise ship that we go on, so I want to bring my own. However, many times I can't see what the contents say on my containers, so I thought I would color it. Here's where art supplies come in handy. I used a alcohol marker to just kind of put a pink mark at the top, and then to help protect it, I wrapped a piece of tape over that. And then I knew that, you know, shelving space in a cruise ship shower is very limited. So I thought, well, how could I make this a little better? And I had these little key rings that open up. They're like sprit rings that you can open, and they lock. And I knew I had some of these, so I found them, and I punched a hole, and I wrote everything on there. So I'm hoping this is going to work. And I just had them laying here because I just did it a few minutes ago. And I think I need to do this for the face soap that I use in the shower. So what are some things that you always have to have when you take a shower, whether it be at home or somewhere else? I'd love to hear your comments on that. Yeah, too bad I don't have any art supplies. I'm so glad to see Margie and Michelle. So Margie is Jinka Mafink, and Call Me Glitter is Michelle. So glad to have you here today. And I'm thankful that you guys and gals and friends and family are able to hang out with me. I've been fussy cutting some flowers. I knew that I had some of these already painted, but I didn't have them all fussy cut out. But I fussy cut a few. So I'm going to set this aside. The past couple of weeks, I've been working with my gel prints that I made. Beef tallow for your face. Really interesting. I'll have to look that up. And I have had several gel prints that I've made, and I've got a whole pile over here. And so was it last week? Week before last? I don't even remember. Was it last week? My days have run together. We used a paper bag, and on that paper bag, I covered it with a couple of gel prints. So this was one 12 by 12 gel print that I cut so that it made a pocket on the back so you can see the paper bag in there. This was a piece of cardstock that I gel printed on, and then I layered over the top of it. We had some trim. This trim over here to the side was given to me by Jennifer, the Mrs. Edmondson, and I've been wanting to use it, but I hadn't really found a place that I thought worked, but this does work. All you use is shampoo and body wash, Margie? Well, I get it. I mean, that's what some people do. My hair, a cute self. That's what, oh, I have to be in the shower if I'm going to wash myself, right? You know, with my hair, I have to have a conditioner. So if I don't use the right conditioner, my hair gets really dry and brittle, and, you know, it's just difficult. And when I get out of the shower and trying to dry it, it's really tangled and everything. So I have to have certain things that I use. Maybe I don't use it all the time when I take a shower because I don't wash my hair every day. I wash it every few days. Yeah, Margie, I agree with you. Hospitals are no fun. And I haven't been a patient in a hospital in a long time, but I have visited patients in the hospitals and they're no fun. That's for sure. I'm glad you're no longer in there. Hey, Julie, welcome. So glad to have you here. So I used this bunch of elements. This image is from Calico Collage. I think this is just a vintage image that I found in my stash. Rubber stamps that I've used. I've added some bling. I even used a die to die cut some shapes. And then on the inside, I used another 12 by 12 scrapbook paper that I had gel printed on and did the same concept of making a pocket in the back. My mother-in-law gave me this 2026 pocket planner. It is from the St. Joseph Indian School. I have not altered it other than the cover because it had my father-in-law's name on it. And I made this pocket, which it fits quite nicely in there. On this side of the pocket that I made, I added this monthly report. It was some card that somebody gave me. It's in cardstock. I should have scanned it into my computer and made a new one. Maybe I'll do that. So this was in the pocket back here. And then over here, I took a piece of craft cardstock and added a piece of scrap gel print on the side and did some stamping, used some stamped images as well. And then here I had a pocket that I made a while back using some gel print scraps, you know, that I had left over. And then I just glued some other images, one from Calico Collage. So we still have a pocket that I used some scraps to cover the edges to make that a little bit sturdier, that we could put something in. And I haven't put actual pages in this journal. Last week I asked, what do you think I should do? Should I go ahead and adhere some journal pages to the inside and or make a journal to go in here that could be pulled out? Some of you said both. Some of them said one or the other. So I think I'm just kind of do a little bit of both probably here. Oh my gosh, not just once, but 2 hospitals and a month of your time gone. Oh, I bet. I bet they were very happy to see you. Cappy would be very upset. So I'm glad that you're not in the hospital anymore. You have to take care of yourself. That's for sure. So I'm glad you're here. I've been thinking about you, and I knew that, you know, I sent you a message a while back, and you said you've been sick and in the hospital. So I'm glad that you are no longer there. Okay, what is this? What have I got here? I think I was going to make a card, but I think I ended up putting stuff in that one. I've got a little card here where I've put a scrap with. I've got a page that I started that doesn't have a journal card in it. That would fit in there, though. I don't know. I may put that right here for now. So we've got a page that has been started. And then I have a page that I made during one of the live streams using a gel print and some other papers that I thought we could put inside here because it fits. And then I have a couple of book pages. I also found a piece of scrapbook paper that I thought, well, you know what? I can use this on this journal to make some pages. So let's start with that because it's on top and that's what I decided I wanted to do. Copy, copy, copy. Yeah. We've missed it. I bet. I can't imagine being that sick for so long. I have had my own ailments over the years. That's not closed all the way. And thankfully, I didn't have to stay in the hospital more than, I think the longest I stayed was a week in the hospital. So I do have sympathy for those that have to stay. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just making a mark where I want to fold. So I'm going to fold this, and I think I'm also going to fold this edge over and make a pocket out of one side of this scrapbook paper. Being sick is definitely no fun. All right, so I'm gonna, I think probably about 1/2 inch. I'm gonna score so I can fold this edge over, which will strengthen the paper because it's just scrapbook paper, so that when I fold it over, it won't tear when we're taking things in and out of the pocket. All right, let's smooth that out. I did go shopping a few days ago. I went to Ollie's that we have here in our little town, not too far from me. And they happen to have a, what is this? 18 by 24 inch self-healing cutting mat. It's by, I don't think you can see it. You can't. I have to move something. Let's move these. It's by Cricut. I have it turned around, so I don't know if you can see that it says Cricut. And my mat that I use is really bad. It's got gouges in it. It's stained. And so I was thinking about buying a new one, and I walked through Ollie's, and they had this for $9.99. So I thought, it's not as big as my other one, but it looks pretty good for $10. You can't beat it, so I bought it. So I'm like, woohoo! I bought something for me. Thank you, Margie. I'll let her know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, it's yeah, she was your serious shadow when you weren't there, because when you came back, she's like, who are you? Where have you been? I know Hercules is that way when we're going on vacation for a little while. Hey, Marty, welcome. You bought some white paper bags because you only had one? Yay! Well, I'm glad you've got some. You had talked about that. Jennifer is here. Okay, so here's what I did. This is 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. I marked how tall I wanted the page to be. Just made a little tick mark so I could score it. I scored about 1/2 inch on this edge. I will go ahead, while I'm thinking about it, and put some glue down on this little flap and press that together. And I think what I want to do is do some stenciling on this side. I think my paper kind of got crinkled a little bit. I didn't quite get it straight, but I think it'll work. All right, so I'm going to stencil the top portion. And this is one of my favorite stencils, so we're going to use it. I'm going to put my gloves on so that I don't get ink on my fingers. Oh, and I should show you. I took a picture, so I'll have to post it, of my nails from last week, and I've taken a picture of this week. I've tried something different. I wanted it to look like I had a fake, or a stone on the nail, And so I kind of played around with some nail polish. This is a, what is this called? A cat eye nail polish, and you use a magnet, and depending on where you place the magnet, it kind of gives this weird iridescent look to it. I can't figure out how to do it very well, but I like the color, and it kind of reminds me in this case, do you know what moonstone, another maybe goldstone, it's a stone that has a lot of little sparkles in it. It almost looks like it's embedded with glitter. Well, that's what this reminds me of. And so I just made some little dots of that, and I made a little outline of veining with a silver, and then I went back in and I put some clear glitter in a couple of the spots, and then added some rhinestones. You thought they were spiders. They're not spiders. They're stones. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, good. You're getting it all ready, Julie. Oh, well, good. Well, hopefully it gives you some ideas. Okay, so first I'm going to make your gel prints into things, right? Let's see what we can do here on the inside. And then I think we'll make some journal cards and maybe another pocket on the other side. Since I've been kind of doing this blue, turquoisey teal color range, I guess you could say, I am looking for the blue. There it is. It's all the way on the bottom. All the way on the bottom. Let's see. Did y'all have a nice Christmas? We went over on Christmas Eve to my in-laws, and basically we had late lunch, early dinner while we were there. I'm just going to put some scrap paper down. And it was just a nice visit, you know, hanging out, talking, telling stories, that kind of stuff. It's always good to spend a little time with family. And we don't do gifts anymore. Henry and I don't do gifts. Now, Henry's parents will do gifts to each other, and they did give us some small, modest gifts. I got a gift certificate or gift card to a restaurant that we like here in town. It's called Cheddar's. I'm sure some of you have probably heard of it if it's in a big city near you, because it's kind of a chain restaurant. And some cash. Cash is always king, right? We can always use cash. And then Henry got, I think he got a gift card to Lowe's. That reminds me, because I need to use it to blue goldstone. Yeah, something like that. I need to go get a new faucet for our kitchen. It works, but it's not working very well. It won't always shut off. You have to like fight with it to get the faucet to turn off. And we have a spray nozzle attachment. Well, it just doesn't always work. It acts like there's a vacuum problem, and it just makes a lot of noise. And then I noticed one day, I think Henry got that part fixed. It was leaking. So I was like, okay, I am so over this faucet. And Henry thinks he's found one that he thinks I'll like. So he told me that tomorrow I should go to Lowe's and get this. I got to remember to get the gift card. Okay, let's see how this looks. So this will go like that. Okay, I think that'll work. It'll give us a nice pattern. Gold bluestone? It could be, kind of I'm trying to remember what it was called, but I have some of those stones that were given to me over the years. That it's a gold, kind of reminds me of amber in the color, and then it has this little gold flakes in it, and it's a stone that you can get. All right, let's add some distress inks to the edges. So get my distressing ink. So Julie's been working on Thank you, Julie. Working on a journal. She got some shabby chic items put together, and she said she bought some white paper bags so she can make it a very shabby chic. Are you going to use a lot of acrylic paint, Julie, and possibly even, I'm sure, some lace? What about tulle? Will you use some tulle on it? Your babies and your grandbabies were here for a brunch and left about 3-ish. Oh, that's good. So you got a nice little visit. Yeah, we were trying not to stay too long at my in-laws. We got there about, I don't know, around 2:15, maybe a little bit before that. We had made some of the items at our house and then was just transporting them, so we were waiting on the gravy to finish. So I made sweet potato casserole. That's a true Southern thing that you have to have around here. And then I made some horseradish garlic mashed potatoes. So the horseradish cheese is grated. You make your mashed potatoes like you would make mashed potatoes, and we add butter and milk and the horseradish cheese and garlic and salt, pepper, maybe a little bit of Mrs. Dash, and season that all up. And that horseradish cheese is yummy stuff. And then Henry made green bean casserole, and he made the turkey and the gravy. And we did the spatchcock turkey. It's where you go in and you take a whole turkey and you remove the spine of the turkey and basically flay it open, kind of like butterfly it. So instead of it being, upright, bulky thing, you open it up and lay it out flat and you bake it. And it was so tasty. So tasty. It was so yummy. I don't know. And then Henry watched and read recipes and ideas on how to make the right kind of gravy, because he's always said he had problems with gravy. I've had problems with gravy. And so we watched a bunch of things and learned from several. In fact, we like watching Alton Brown. He is so hilarious. But anyhow, we watched a few of his videos and a couple others. And so we took all that information, like, okay, now this is what we're going to do. Let's see, what else? Lace. Oh, you're going to use lace and tulle if you can find it. Inks and acrylic paint if I'm inspired. Gotcha. It was pretty good, Marnie. And Jennifer says, I'm cooking spatch-cooked chicken. Oh, cool. I'm sure it's going to be just as good, too. Okay, so I've got this portion, the foundation, right? So I'm going to look at the gel prints that we have. I have a few. And see if there's something that we like. Oh yeah, I made these pockets by just taking the gel print and gluing it to another piece of paper, and then I stitched around the edge. So you know what? We could get away with using that over here. And I think I saw, do I have some more? I'm looking, trying to see what we want to use. I like that paper. I may do something with that paper. And I have this little square one. All right. I've got a few things I've laid out here, so let's move this out of the way. Oh, and I have this scrap. I'm listening to music and it says, it's raining men. Hallelujah. Man. Old 80s music. Sparkling. Okay, some people call it sparkling amber and others call it amber flakes. Gotcha. Tastes better. Cooks half the time. Yeah, it's crazy how fast. That's Donkey Burger is Henry. If you didn't know. Oh. Okay. try to get this little pocket folded up. And then I need to find some, I guess, a piece of paper or something that I want to use for journal cards, right? Okay, so if I were to put that here, I think that would be a good pocket on the front there. We've got pockets on the inside, and maybe we'll put something a little bit bigger over there. I am looking at the things I have to see what will work. Let's get a drink. Okay, that in here. Distractions, distractions. We like distractions here. Let's see what's in this bucket. I dropped the stencil on the floor. All right, I have, this is, what is this? This is a 5 by 3.5 journal card we could put in that pocket. And then I have some 4 by 4. So if we were to put those in there. Right now, what I'm doing is just kind of looking at the layers I could put in here. And that is not what I thought it was. Let's see what this is. This is something I started a while back. It is a piece of cardstock. I think it's watercolor paper. And then I've got some, that's a paper sack that I have added some scrapbook paper on. And then I've got these little pieces of paper. I think we could get away with, that would be a good amount of layers, wouldn't it, for that page? Let's go with that. Let's do it. Oh yeah, we were talking about my nails. The amber or something we were talking about my nails. Goldstone? I think it was called Goldstone. I think that's the actual name, but it was gold and it had little flakes in it to make it look like it was full of glitter. Alrighty. So I have this piece. If I were to cut that to go on the front here, that would look pretty good. And I've got this little strip. So if I were to put that across, that would make a pretty little journal card there. And then I've got this little white card. I don't know if I want to use that on there. Let me look real fast. Oh, I have this green. You know, just for variety's sake, what if I did either the whole thing, maybe the whole thing on that, so that when it's layered in the pocket, we get some neat patterns. You know, that's going to be on there. And then this is going to be in the pocket. So when it goes on the page, we get all these different layers. And these were book pages and scrapbook paper or a copy paper that I used. I think I like that. Okay, let's put this back over here. So to start with, I think I'm just going to glue this down and cut off the excess. And we will work on that portion, the inside, the guts, in a moment. Just mix it up. French tool, French tool. All right, let's put some of this on here. Okay. I'll line it up with the edge. Well, what I should do, I'm gonna flip it around because I want to not cut along the folded edge on my paper cutter. I only want to cut on the open edges so I don't accidentally cut my spine of my little book. You're trying to be fully shabby chic this time, but everyone's version of it is different, so who knows what you'll come up with. Well, you just do what you want, right? What is it about YouTube changing names? Is there something about it can't be your real name? I don't think so. I mean, I don't think my name has changed, has it? It could be if somebody forgot to log in. Because I think, yeah, mine just shows up my name. I think it has to do with people that have multiple email accounts, and so they log in with a different account and it changes the name. That's my think. Bon is here. All right, so now I'm just going to trim off the excess best I can. It may not be perfect, but I think that looks pretty good. And then I have a little strap left over. I think there was more than one. Oh, it was just this tiny, tiny, tiny piece. Do we save it? I don't know. We'll see. All right, so we've got this little piece. I'm going to go ahead and put the other pieces on my papers and cut them all down. And then we'll go through my ephemera box and pick some images that we want to put on top. Yep. Oh, you heard some of it, but not all of it. Yeah, I don't know if it's because people are using different email accounts or YouTube accounts, and so that's why they're different names. Okay. It's not perfectly straight, but we got it. Okay. And then I know this one, I'm going to put a little bit of Distress Inks across the edges here until I figure out which side do I want to use. The more green, the more blue. Go ahead and kind of do that edge where I'm going to glue. So, do I want this way or this way? I think I'm going to do this side. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here so I can cut that off in a moment. Okay. Bonnie has 2 accounts. I think a lot of people have more than 1 account. All right, so let's trim. Trim. And get it turned around here. Okay, there's that one. And then let's trim this one off. Got a little strippy scrap. Another little scrap we can use somewhere else. Okay. And last one. Come on, get out of the way. Get out of the way. Just get on over out of the way. All right, so then these would be all posted up, for example, like that. And then this would be the pocket. So I guess we could put something on these 2 and then maybe put a word phrase over here. Let's see what we've got in my my bucket of stuff. I just knocked everything over. That's just not good, Linda. Okay. Put my distress ink back. So I've been using the fussy cut flowers a lot. And I have some words already pre-cut. There's my butterflies. We've got labels. I do have some more of these silhouettes that might be pretty. And then here's a whole bunch of just digital images. I see some fussy cut flowers. Let me see if there's anything else I want to get out. What else can go? Flipping through. Okay. I have these I haven't used. Ugh. Okay. So what if we use maybe, I don't know if I like that one or this one. Let's do this one. I can get to it better. Well, I thought I could. Now I can't get it out of the container. So I was thinking of putting it, I don't know, it doesn't really show up very well on there, does it? So that is a no. Not gonna happen there. Okay. And that's just it. Sometimes you have to addition things to see what would work, what won't work. I have one of these images that we could put on there. And this is a completely different color scheme, but I think it would look good kind of peeking out just a little bit so you can still see the image. I think that might work because it's got a little bit of that green in it. And let's find something to put on here, and then we'll put something here. It's kind of funny that I use the same circles. This is some textured paper I have. I've got this little image. I could trim it just a little bit and put that on there with that, although it covers up that white paper. So see if there's another image that I think would work better. So this one is kind of a, we could cut it off up here so that it fits inside that rectangle. And then this is how you would kind of see a little bit of it. That might be a good fit. All right, let's try those. Let's try those things. It's an idea. I have this little image that I could cut off the white. I don't know. I might cut this portion off so that you only see that portion. Let's see what else we have here. I have a bunch of these green butterflies that I made a while back. And another idea is to put a green butterfly here. I kind of like that. I know it's not centered, but what I could do is cut this piece to be a little bit smaller. I wonder if I have another size that could go on the scrap that I cut off. Or let's see if I cut that directly in half, I could use part of that over here. All right, I'm going to see what happens. Let's see what happens if I cut this in half, what this looks like. All right. I just folded it where I think I want to cut it. So let's cut it. And it needs some distress inks. You always forget about your other account. Okay, you Googled and AI says for better creator ID, stop impersonations, reduce spam, and enable easy tagging across all features for a consistent, safer experience. So that's why people are changing their accounts or their full name or something like that. All right, so this, I don't know if I want to use that butterfly piece. I think I may just use that in the middle. And maybe put that right in the middle of that. I know we're using the same image, but I kind of like having those options. All right, so if that goes here, this is going to go in here. What I could do is use a different color of butterfly. Let's see what else I have here. Of course, I don't have any other big ones. Oh, I have a blue. I have this shade of blue. But I don't know if I like that. I think I just like the green. And what I could do is add some blue on that one, and that'll alter it just a little bit. Yes, that's what we're going to do. What do I have here? This is ultramarine. So I'm just going to come in here and add a little bit. This is a watercolor pencil. And these were painted a while back using watercolor pencils. So I'm just adding a little bit of blue in the middle. And then I have a paintbrush here. And just going to alter the color just a little. So now they don't look exactly the same. Okay, let's clean off my brush. And then this can go on top of that and on top of here. Okay, I like where we're going here. Let's add some distress inks to our pieces and let's glue some stuff together. Oh! Oh my gosh, Bonnie. It has been... And I just saw somebody do raffle. So hang on. Open giveaway. I don't think I opened it. There it is. Do it again. I have got to do that. I've had a busy month and a half, 2 months now. My website was having issues, so I've been working on my website at night while I watch television with Henry, and then I've had to go see Robin, and I've been working at the shop. It's like, oh my gosh, I know, I need to do it. Okay, now do I want to put it closer to the top as opposed to the middle? I think I might do that. Let's do this piece. I'll look to see if I have a word phrase that would fit under there too. Yeah. Okay. Poor Hercules has been wandering around like he's lost half the time. He's getting up there in age. And it's kind of sad because he's not the dog that he used to be. I don't know. I'm stuck on doing the distress ink. So give me a second. Okay. You don't mind if I do it now? Yeah, it's crazy how busy everything can get. Do I still have that? Okay, so I just need to make a new one. Okay. I'm looking here, trying to see. Let's do yeah, we'll do that. Okay, I'm getting it ready. I've got to I got to open my web browser, so hang on a second. It may cause our system to go wackadoo, wackadoo, wackadoo. I think I just want to glue that right in the middle. I'm waiting on the computer to come up. Let's go here. Yeah, now my computer is going to be cranky. Okay, let's see. Nope. All right, let's glue this with the Beacon 3-in-1 glue. Everything's going to slow down because I opened up my web page stuff. All right, here it is. Coupons. I swore I sent it, but maybe I didn't. Let's go here. Is it going to open? All right, I'll put this one down here. Trying to get it somewhat in the center. Smooth it out. I'm doing two things at once here. All right, where did you take me? That's not what I want. Oh, here it is. I was like, why isn't it showing me? I'm going to glue these two pieces together. I guess the last one I did was in November. I could have sworn I sent it way back then, but I guess not. Because you didn't get it. All right, I think you sent me an email. I'm gluing this at the same time. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that at the top. Put it at the top. And then I've got to figure out what word phrases I want to use. All right, you go in there. All right, let's put this right about there. I'm leaving a little bit of a border at the top and of course on these sides. All right, so if I go, can I edit? Oh, I can. Can I? Oh, no, that's not what I want. Where is it? It's not as simple as you think it is, everybody. That's why it doesn't take me a while, but I'm going to do it. Okay, there it is. And we're going to say, there's 30 days in January, right? Or is it 31 days? I'm trying to remember. Usage. Scheduler. All right, let's put, what is today? Today is start today. Let's go to, you can't go to December? All right, let's just update it. Let's see what it does. See, I'm having issues. Okay, I think I saw what I need to do now. I was missing it here. Close that. Click here. Click there. Aha! 31 days. Okay. I couldn't remember. And so we're going to start today and update. And then there it is. Okay. Now I just got to open my email and send it. You know the drill, right? Gmail. Let's see if I can find your email, Bonnie. Loading, please wait. Isn't that usually the story of our lives? It's always waiting on something. Okay, BONNIE. Oh, I thought you sent me a... Oh, it's slow. That's why. I was like, why isn't this going? Well, Bonnie, I'm not finding the email. I know you sent an email. Okay, Bonnie, you're going to have to send me another email. I'm going to close this. Okay. I've got it saved. I just need your email. Okay. So this piece will go here. Oh, you're on the phone with hubby? Hubby's important. Let's glue this one down. I'll put it in the center of this rectangle. Smoosh it. And this is a gel print, so I'm going to glue this with the beacon glue. I'm trying to use up the glue that I have here. Oh. All right, so this is going to go in the middle. Smush. All right, now I'm going to glue it onto the front of this, making the pocket. I'll have a little bit of glue on there. Okay. A little bit of a border on the sides. Smoothing it out. Okay. So we need some kind of sentiment to put, and I may put the guts of this in later. So I'm just going to pop this inside here for now, and maybe I'll make that into a small journal later. Ugh. Okay, so now get out some of my words. And we did find a passion. How about if we did, let's do create magic on there, because it'll show up like this. I think that works. And then maybe something down here. Let's see what we got. The guts. Oh, I'm thinking of making that into a small journal that will fit in that pocket. That's what I mean by guts. Is that too big? I mean, might as well just do love. Might as well. My little handmade envelopes are starting to fall apart. I'm going to have to make some more, or make a different style, because this one's, the end was falling out of it. We'll just double envelope it. There. You can email me at the Linda at Linda Israel. No, email me at lindaisrael.com. EMAILME at lindaisrael.com. I just forgot that I had this here. It goes to my Gmail account. That's just easier for people usually because my email address is long. All right, I think I'm going to leave that there. And then I don't have anything yet on here. We could do bloom. That would be a good, I thought there was two. And I can just kind of put it in the bottom corner. Oh, my help, I get in the screen where you can see what I am doing. And we could do joy on this one. Yes! We have Joy instead of Veronica or Michelle or Melinda. Just making up names. Okay, that's my words. So I'll put that down. I like having the words, you know, ready to go. I need to do another session where I just sit and stamp the word phrases and stamp some more butterflies and flowers that I can fussy cut. I like having a variety available to me so that when I go to sit down to work like this, it's just a matter of, you know, grabbing one out of the package. And since I've been doing my system using these little 5x7 envelopes, and I have a box that I've made to hold all of them, it's made it a lot easier for me to find the pieces that I want to use, and it helps to contain them, and it helps me to realize how much I have. So if I don't need any more fussy cut butterflies, I'll just use what I have. Okay. Since we keep using butterflies, might as well. All right, so this will be potentially later. I'll make that into another journal. So this was a paper sack that I glued some scrapbook paper on, and I was just going to make a simple pamphlet stitch journal, and that would fit right here. And then we have this tall journal card. So I'm going to kind of shift it to one side that says create magic. And then we'll put this square one in. And so you'll get all the different layers on the page. Yeah? All right. So I don't have anything on the inside or the back yet. What I could do is I know that I have a few ready-made things. So let's see if there's possibly something, for example, that could go here. I could add more embellishments to it. These were really simple. It's supposed to be a file folder, a little miniature file folder, but instead of folding it, I just attached some of those tear off notepad paper and then I glued it, and then I stitched this over the top. So I think that kind of fits right there. What else do I have here? You know, this is a page out of one of the miniature musical Botanica kits. So why not just pop that in there? I have a paint chip that we could put in there. We could decorate it or just pop it in the spot. What else we have here? It's causing me to use some of this stuff. I have an envelope. Maybe we could decorate an envelope to put in there. I don't know. That's something. And I don't have anything on this side yet. What do we got? What do we got? What is this one? Oh, that's the cover. I like that image, but I don't want to tear it off the cover yet. What else we have in here? Oh, she's too big, isn't she? This is a card I made many, 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 many years ago. And it's a layered masking stamp technique. So you stamp the first image and then you stamp it on a scrap of paper and then cut it out and lay it on top. And then you stamp the next image over and around. And if you need to layer them again, you can. And that's how I ended up with this. This is before I did distressing. And this is my old email account when I was at Independent Dots. Okay, so it's email me at Linda, Israel, at gmail.com. See if you can copy and paste that. Because I know it works. Okay. So maybe we could put that. I mean, it's going to make it chunky, but I'm okay with that, you know. I need something over here. I don't know what I want to do yet. I could look in my digital pages that I have. I'm going to check one more thing here. Some more fussy cut images. Yeah, I don't see anything there that I want to use right now. Oh yeah, take out the Gmail. It's .com. It's Linda Israel at. I don't know why it has Gmail. Sorry. That's the address. I don't know why it did the. Why did it do that? Okay, there we go. I don't know why it did the other. Okay, I think I've got things there. Do I have larger images? Well, I like that image. Well, let's do this one. Maybe we'll just do a little collage on there. Okay, thank you, Henry. I don't know what happened. I guess because that has 2 ads. That's why. That's wrong. Take out the Gmail one. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, so we've got that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some color to this envelope. Do I want to use the same shade of blue? No. Let's use the, maybe the Mermaid Lagoon. That was crazy. Well, yeah, I was involved. You're supposed to send it to all the Linda Israels. Oh, dear. All right, so you have a white envelope. It doesn't necessarily match your color scheme because you want more color. Well, here we go. We're just going to use some Distress ink. And it looks like I already kind of dropped the ink pad on it. So I want to just kind of loosely add a little bit of marks. And really try to blend those in. I was in the zone, man. The Twilight Zone. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Okay, now let's do this side. Do you disable the adhesive on an envelope if you're using it when you put into your journal? I'm curious. Do you come in here and put a piece of paper over that sticky strip? Because even if I have wet it and let it air dry, it's still sticky if it gets wet again. I was just curious. Do y'all do that? Do you worry about the sticky on the envelope? Especially in this case that it was a new envelope. What are you doing, Hercules? Poking me with your nose? Hello, buddy. Hello. Okay, I don't know. I think we could also do some stamping on it to make it pretty. Yes, you cover it up. Well, you know what? I have some washi tape here. Why not? All right, I have to turn it around this way. I'm going to do some stamping on it as well. So I'm going to turn it towards me, and I'm going to put washi tape right over where you would lick it to stick it. Okay, and then we'll trim it off. You use paper or washi? Yeah. Yeah. This was just happened to be laying here, so I think it worked out. It was meant to be. It was like a serendipitous thing. Like that. How's that? Okay. So then I think I want to stamp on here. I want to stamp on there. I have a set of stamps that I kind of inherited, and I haven't used them. I don't think they've ever been used. If they have, they did a good job cleaning them up. So I'm going to open this up. See what kind of mess I can cause. So these are some Tim Holtz Attic Treasures. I'm kind of thinking that I want to stamp this number collage. I need a stamp block. Let's see if this will fit. It fits! Should I do it in black? Or should I do it in the Mermaid Lagoon? I could do it in green. Maybe we could do it in... Where is it? It's a green... I think it's turned over backwards. That's why I didn't see the name. Lawn. Let's do Mode Lawn. All right, so I'm going to move this up here out of the way for a moment. And we're going to want that. So let's see how this looks. Okay. So I'm going to kind of just add a little bit. Okay? I'm going to do it on the other side too. Altering an envelope. All right, now I'm going to clean my stamp. A little bit of water. Okay, put it back. Let's see what else. If I stamp these butterfly moth, I could do it in black. And I've got two styles, so let's try that. Get that off of there. Okay. Black ink. All right, first I want to make sure I've got this the right side up. Okay. Somebody's sending me a message. All right, I'm going to stamp this here. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Let's do the other one on the little flap. Right here. Do I want to do it down low? Yeah, down low. Okay, I like how that turned out. Doing something, you know, that I haven't done in a while, which is kind of decorating an envelope with rubber stamps. So you can have a little fun with creating. You know, I'll pop that in here. So now we've got butterflies again on here. Maybe we need to find some more butterflies to put on here. We could use this little piece again. Let me see if I can find a scrap of paper I like. Not that. Well, here's something. If I were to stamp this on here, maybe I could cut a strip beforehand. So if this is roughly, we're at the 2 mark, maybe a little bit more. I'm trying to see how, oh yeah, so we need to go here. So if I made this a 1 inch, let's see what happens. I may want to do some more. I'm going to stamp it over to one side, but kind of in the middle. Oh, I mushed it up a little bit, but I think I like that idea. So here's what I'm going to do. I believe, yes, if I do this, I can get 4 strips, and I can stamp that 4 times, and I can stick it in my little butterfly holder, and I'll have some to choose from. So like this one I can trim. Like that. So let's stamp those real fast. When you're making it, doesn't just have to be a session for the one project you're working on. You can think about future projects. Yeah, I think I need to do some cutting on this stamp. Oh, that's better. I had to be real careful, but I didn't get a good impression. That was a little better. And one more. Yeah, that one's not good. Let's just do it over. That's one thing about it. If you got 2 pieces of 2 sides to a paper, a lot of times if it messes up on you, you can just flip it over. Alright, that's good enough. Put this back over here, and I'm going to pick one of these and trim it to be the size that I want. I don't know, maybe we can layer it with another piece of paper, a scrap or something. And these I'm just going to put in my little butterfly pouch. Butterfly, other critters. Don't rock it. I know, I try not to rock it, but that one needs some trimming, I think, because it's just too close to the edge here, so those need to be trimmed out. Notice it didn't do it on this stamp, but it did on this one, so it needs some trimming. I have these, but I think I need a bigger piece of paper behind there. Let's see what we have. I've got this, but this is the same color. It's not much of a contrast there. Okay. And this isn't really my favorite piece of paper, but what if I were to make a mat? I think that makes a nice little mat to go around here. So let's use this one and cut it. All right, so this was 1 inch. If I do 1.5, that gives me a little bit of a border top and bottom. And then I'm going to flip this around. Okay. Another little strip. So we can put that on the page right here. I don't know. It could use another layer behind there. Our pocket's getting thick. I think I want something dark blue. I've got this. I think that's what I want, is a little strip of this blue. You went through a stack of clutter nonsense. Well, did you declutter it? Were you successful in decluttering? I decluttered a drawer today. And how I did it was I got a box and I put everything in the box. Moved it someplace else so I could empty the drawer. Because I was like, all right, I went through the stuff. It's like, I'm not ready to throw it away yet, but I don't need to access it in a drawer. And I put it where I knew I could get to it if I wanted, and emptied that drawer. And I just, yay, that drawer's empty. I need to do that more. Get rid of stuff. 1 stack. That's right. It's all it takes. Start with 1. And then before you know it, if you have the time, meaning you're not trying to rush off to go do something else, if you just start with 1. Say, I'm going to spend 5 minutes, and this is what I'm going to do. And you do that one thing, and 5 minutes is over, and you're like, well, you know, I have more time. Let's do this one, and we'll spend 5 minutes on that one, you know, and next thing you know, you're done. That's kind of what I do sometimes, is when I finally focus to say, okay, I need to do this today, then I'll kind of set time limits for me to get it done. All right, I like the way that is. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I have a gold leaf pen. It's brand new. I haven't even used it. It's a paint marker, dual tip gold, and I think they were on sale, $3.99. They must have been on sale, because I bought them thinking I would give this a try, and then it's been sitting here in my stash for a while. So I'm thinking, if I put a gold edge around that green, because it'll kind of pull a little bit of the gold here. So let's look. There's a big nib, and there's a small nib. All right, so you probably have to shake well, maybe? I can't read it. Multi-service. All right, let's see. Shake well with cap on until ball moves inside. Depress tip several times until ink flows. Test writing on paper. Okay, so that's the small end. This is the big end. I'm pressing. It may not work. I hear a ball. Oh, there it goes. It's starting to go. It's just taking it. It's sweet, sweet time. Oh, there we go. All right. So, well, I'm just going to use a straight edge. So in this case, I'm going to use a packaging. And I'm just going to go right down this edge. It is a paint pen, so it should adhere to the paint. Oh yeah, that's got a nice gold look. You see that gold on there? I'm just drying it a little bit before I go to the other side. Okay. Yeah, having a place where things belong is so much better for decluttering your spaces. I mean, regardless if it's, you know, your kitchen, your bathroom, your bedroom, living room, whatever your living space, your craft room, you know, if you finish using a thing, well, where does that thing reside? And is it possible that can that thing be put somewhere else? You know, and I'm trying to do that more and more. And you know, heck, I'm 56 years old and I still don't got a good system. I'm still trying. You know, especially if I have something in a spot and then one day it's been there for 10 years, but now I moved it and now I can't find it. It's like, what did I do with that? Because I didn't use it while it was there, but now that I want it, it's not where it has been for all these years. I think it's wet, so I don't want to get it. And Julie, I'm sure you're going through a lot of that because of moving into a new space. You've got to find a spot for everything. Gotta find room for stuff to reside first. Exactly. All right, so I kind of like this pen. It seems to work. I have a silver one as well. So I think, how does that look? Another thing you could do is use a glue pen and go around the edge and dip it into embossing powder. And use embossing powder, make it any color that you want. That's another idea as well. Or if you have the embossing pen, you could use the pen to go around the frame like I did with the paint pen. Hiding things from ourselves, for sure, right? Oh, dear. I don't know. I'm trying to get better at labeling stuff and putting it back, you know, like that glue goes in that little, I have a cup right here and it goes right there so I can find it the next time I need it. And I've been trying to put a pair of scissors right there, and then my bone folders are there as well so I can find it. Well, let's look at this and see if we want to make any more changes. Nine to five. Get by. Okay. Oh, I like that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, sorry. Let's get in the picture. Let's get within the frame, Linda. We could make this a pocket. Why not? I have a scrap of paper here. So all I'm going to do is glue this at the top. Let's see which way is better. Okay, we got good spacing there. So I'm just going to glue it to this book page and then trim off the one edge and fold little flaps so it'll be a pocket. Okay, come here. Push it into place. And that's just my bone folder. Okay, now I'll cut this. Eek! You have enough to get a coupon, Michelle. You made it. Looks like you made it. Okay, let's go over here. Do you remember? I think it's exclamation point award. And since I got to do Bonnie's, I can do yours. I can't believe it looks like I went in and created the coupon code and I swore I sent it. My life has been utter chaos here recently. But I did get to take some time and make some fingernails, so I have a couple more ideas I want to do. Jennifer, if you're up for it, you want to get together and make nails, let me know. I don't know if your hubby has to work this week. I know I'm sure he's off New Year's Day, but maybe we can do something. We could do something Wednesday on New Year's Eve during the day if you want, or Friday during the day. Let me know. Okay, I like that. So I'm just going to glue that into place. Using up those gel prints just to make something. Because I made all of these elements, you know, it's not a store-bought ephemera piece, you know, using rubber stamp, gel prints, the pen. I think we got a pretty little collage going on there. And this page is thick because of all this stuff. So this one's a lot thinner. I think I want to go ahead and just cover the back, maybe with some coffee dyed paper. I did a batch of coffee dyed paper a while back, so I have it in a little pocket. Okay, I think I like that one. I would just glue that on here, and then that'll be covered on the back. Again, because I have a label and it has a spot, I did notice that some of my drawers are kind of full, but I'm trying to use those things up. All right, so that's a coated paper, so I'm going to use this glue. I will say, if you don't have space for stuff to be put away, stop buying more stuff. Somebody knows who I'm talking to. I talked to her on the phone the other day about it. I try to not just buy things for the sake of shopping. Yes, it's it looks good. It might have been a good deal, but am I going to use it? Do I have a place to store it until I use it? I mean, it's important to ask yourself these questions before you buy something. I knew when I saw this cutting mat for $9.99 that I needed a new one. I've been thinking about buying one. The bigger one that I use, I think is I think it's 40 something dollars. I think I saw it at Walmart. I think it was 40 something dollars for the Fiskars self-healing mat. That's the 24 by 36. So if I could get, it's a little bit smaller, yes, but it still does the job. And I still have the old one underneath it. So if I'm doing something really messy, I'm going to take off the new one and put it away so that I don't ruin it with doing a messy or a very cut heavy where I'm trying to use an X-Acto blade. Is reason why my other one is kind of a little bit on the rough side, gouges and whatnot, because I was using it to cut the cardboard in all of my box drawers that I made. And so there's actually chunks taken out of the edge of my mat. Okay, I like that. Just, adding the coffee dye paper to the back. You have stopped buying craft stuff except for glue? Yeah, me, I'm just glue. Yes, go to Ollie's and look, Jennifer. If you don't find one tomorrow, let me know, and I'll stop by mine here in Yukon and see if they have one, and I'll buy it for you. Because, if you want one, I like it. It's pink on the other side. Give me a second, and I'll show y'all. It's pink, just a floral print on the other side. I like that it has the grid marks on it, so you know measurement wise what you're working with. Let's put this away. I didn't put away the word phrases earlier. You go in there. All right, let's move this up out of the way for a second. Just getting my papers ready. Like I said, it's a 18 by... So there's the other side. So if you are trying to do something pretty, you have this on the back side, or maybe you're going to do some gouging that you don't need to worry about ruining the other side. I thought it just worked better for me if I put it this way, just because of the coloring. It matched my old one a little bit, and you can kind of see where this one still says Fiskars. I guess I should cover that up. Okay. All righty. We haven't put anything here. Maybe one of these large labels. I have this one. Just kind of putting a little label there. And maybe I'll find another little image that goes. I've got the little flowers. Trying to grab a hold of one. I could put a little flower there. I think that looks kind of okay. Kinda, sorta, maybe, okay? Alright. Put this away. Let's add some distress inks to it. See. You like the pink side? Yeah, so, it's got two sides to it. And in my case, the gray worked better than the pink. But if you are a pink girl, I almost thought about going back to get a second one. And I have another desk that I was thinking about putting it over there. And then when I go to do retreats, I would always have that one that I could use. Or I always have that one if I abuse this one. I think that's what I want to do, is just kind of put it this way. don't do that. Okay. Around this way. Oh, pardon me. I apologize if that was loud. Woo! Tickle nose. All right, put this down here. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, for $10, it's not as big, but in my case, I don't need it to be that big. I just liked mine that large, and if I had the money to buy the big one, I would. So, okay, I like that. So we need something over here, and so I started with this hummingbird. And this stencil was made because I was doing the, what was it called? Flittering Gems. Do I want to just do a strip down the side here and have that kind of sticking over it? Or does it need to be a full-blown... You don't see it as much, but you'd see more of it this way if I were to make a strip. Another thing I could do is make a pocket that goes right here. Somebody's messaging me. Ah, okay. Thank you, Michelle. I saw your name. So if I wanted to make a pocket here, I could. And I may put another piece of paper behind that. I think I like this idea. So I'm going to cut this piece. That's approximately 3 inches. Let's do a 3-inch strip. Let's see how it looks. All right, I think that's 3 inches there. Okay. Oh, got you. All right, did you redeem your coupon? Did you type exclamation point award? I think I can type it. Let's see if it happens if I can type it. Exclamation point AWARD for a $10 off using your junk bucks. There you go. Okay, I like that. Maybe a piece of purple behind there? Yes! Okay. Okay. Purple. Ooh, no, maybe. I was looking to see if I had a purple piece. That one's not big enough. This one might work because it's kind of interesting pattern. I don't know if I like... Yeah, we can do a little strip of that. Gotcha. Thank you so much. You sent me a screenshot. Perfect. Oh, dear. All right, this is a gel print where, if I remember correctly, I had a piece of a styrofoam food tray, probably something that would have come under either fruits and vegetables or maybe even a piece of meat that I had saved, and I liked the texture that was on the bottom, and so I used it to remove paint from the gel plate, and then I came back in and did different layers on top of it. So I think it was blue on the background. I know it's more blue than purple, but this is a copper paint, and so it kind of gives it a neat iridescent effect. All right, so let's go right here. I'm just wanting to cut it just a slightly larger than the image. Save these pieces just a little bit larger. Isn't it a pretty metallic? I got an email from somebody. All right, so this is going to go here. And that was going to go here. Now, if I swap the... I don't need another pocket. But do we need another pocket, y'all? I'm going to glue these two pieces together while we ponder, do we really need another pocket? Because this piece is getting really thick. Y'all can tell me if we need another pocket while I'm adding some distress inks to this, or if I should just glue it down. All right, let's go ahead and put some on this piece as well. If I'm going to make a pocket, I would reinforce this blue piece. That's going to be the actual pocket. I would probably change the orientation, but I'm not sure. We could get a card into here, I think, coming from the spine. Then it wouldn't fall out. So that's what I would do. Pockets? You can have. Yo, many? Can you have too many? Gotcha. Well, I mean, this is already, you know, almost half an inch thick. No, it's not quite half an inch, but it's pretty thick. This one's almost empty, so I'm going to try to use it up. I don't know. You might be getting too many pockets if you're asking, do I need another pocket? And probably what I should do is, I've got a few of these pocket pages that I could just go ahead and do more plain papers. Pockets, pockets everywhere. All right, just smoothing that out. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that if I glue this on here, then I could put a pocket there. So I'm going to do two things. One is I'm going to get a piece of paper that I'm going to put on the back side here. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a space at the top and the bottom here and just cut this down. All right, somebody's messaging me. Oh, somebody else. Ah. Oh, what else was I going to say? I'm going on a cruise the end of January. I'm looking forward to it. I am considering making a journal to take on the cruise, because every day that we're in a different port, I've written down suggested ideas to try. And I think if I had a journal that I've dedicated to the trip, I could use it to kind of document where we do go. And I just haven't decided if I want to put it in this particular journal or if I want to make a special journal. I've written down currently all of the dates and the potential things that I want to do. And what I want to do is make like little labels of each date and location that we're going, and then paste that onto the journal page the day, you know, for the day. I don't know. It's an idea I've been kind of toying around with. All right, so this is going to go here. So first we're going to trim the corners. I'm trying to keep it relatively thin by using book pages, so it's not cardstock thickness. Now we're going to fold these over. So the song that's playing right now through my earphones is Madonna Material Girl. And her voice was so weird in that song. And then she kind of, her voice has altered and changed as she, of course, gets older. But her whole style of singing changed. It's just kind of interesting to me. Sorry. Okay, we're going to make this a pocket. I'll go ahead and glue this on here before I put it in the journal. That way I don't accidentally have glue that seeps over the edges. So right about here. I'll try not to go too far over. But I am going to go here and put a little bit of glue. And I may do one more thing when I put this together. All right, so let's see. Right about here, maybe. Go from the back side. I want to make sure there's enough glue here that it doesn't separate. And since there's a ridge, I think what I'm going to do is just put a piece of tape over that. The tape, to me, kind of helps smooth that transition. And I've got some really cheap tape that I need to get rid of. So I'm just going to kind of put it right in the middle. I could also use washi tape, but I'm just using cheap tape to put over it. So that when it goes, a card goes over it, it doesn't quite catch. Where when it didn't have that on there, it could catch on there. Okay. So this is going to go right here. Madonna's a little too weird for you. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, she had some weird stuff. It's just the song that came on, the music that I'm listening to, because we're listening to 80s music. She had some different eclectic ways of playing music. All right, just going to glue that in place. And then I saw somewhere, I think here. Oh, I don't know if I have any big cards. I have this one. Oh, I have this blue. I could cut that to be a journal card that goes behind. That would be a good card. So, first, what I need to do is cut it to be shorter so it'll fit in the pocket. So I'm just going to mark it with a pencil and cut it on my paper cutter. Okay. Now, my journal page is 6 inches, and I'm sure that this piece of paper is 5.5. Oh yeah, that fits in there quite nicely. And you'll be able to kind of pull it out if there's another card. I'm going to go ahead and just add some distress inks around the edges. Maybe we'll stamp the edges because those are visible behind this image. And you may not know there's a journal card there. That may be what happens. You just kind of think it's part of the page and it's journaling. Okay. So if that goes here, I could stamp a little bit around the edges. Do I want to use that stamp set? Is there anything on here? I think the Henna Rose stamp was laying here, so I'm going to do that one. Yes, here it is. Use this one. All right, I think what I'm going to do is kind of finish up this little page. I know I didn't make a lot today. I was just talking and sharing and just having a little bit of fun. I hope that you've liked what I've done. I guess we can continue this next week, continuing to make pages and elements to go in this journal. I'm trying to decide if I want to leave that open, because it's going to be back here. And so if you wanted to write, you would have all that space. I think that's what I'm going to do. Leave it. Leave it. Just leave it. I like it. So we use gel prints in different ways, making journal cards and pockets. Here I used it to make a pocket. I didn't put anything in that pocket though. We could. Let's see if this fits. And maybe I'll make another one like it. Okay, something like that. Let's do it. Let's make one. All right, so I got a piece of paper here. First thing I need to do is trim it so that this fits. And I want it to be a little bit smaller. Slurp. You're going to slurp? Where'd it go? I just made a mark. There it is. You dozed off. You got 3 hours of slurp. Well, I'm glad you stopped by, even if you couldn't stay the entire time, right? All right, so do I want to trim this shorter? I wonder if I fold it in half, it barely sticks out. Let's see. It's always paper that I can just cut a new piece. So if I were to put this in here, and of course I didn't cut it short enough, so we've got to cut it a little bit shorter. Either that or I folded it the wrong direction. That's probably the case. Okay, it's barely sticking out. But I think I like that look. Just a little short card. So let's do this. Let's add a little bit of distress inks. Oh, Rick Astley. Have you ever been Rick-rolled? Do any of you remember that term? Rick-rolled and what it was? It was when you got sent a link to something that one of your friends did, and when you opened it, it took you to a YouTube video of Rick Astley going, "I'm never going to give you up. I'm never going to let you down. Never going to turn around and desert you." Oh, dear. Okay, let's try these. Let's see. Don't remember that saying? Jennifer does. You were just Rick-rolled. It's like, oh man. And then it changes your algorithm on what videos you're going to watch next because of it. See, I'm not going to push it all the way in there. I think that would look cute. Well, sleep deprivation will do that to you. We get rickrolled all the time. That's hilarious. Oh, I was going to. Yes, 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 yes. I'm going to stamp on here. Pop that up. There we go. Never heard it. Well, you'll have to look it up. What is getting Rick rolled? All right, I'll put this down. And I'll put this one going that way. I think my husband might be home, but I'm not sure. I was trying to see if this was. Yeah, Rick Ashley. I'm listening to it now. It says she wants to dance with me. That's what made me think of Rick Rolled. I thought I knew that song. I knew the artist. Oh, I like that. Just kind of put that. We could put it at an angle, so it's just kind of sticking out of there. And then something I made a while back. I made years ago. Long time ago. I haven't done that in a long time. And I think I still have all those stamps that are just boxed up. Ooh, truck fumes. And then I didn't put anything on here yet, but we did make an altered envelope. Covered that up. So we've got something pretty that you can pop a few things in. This was from the Music Botanica set. Stamped. And then this is a big pocket back here. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, let's pick a winner of the junk box. If y'all haven't done that already, I'm going to clean my hands. I've got some hand sanitizer that I use sometimes. Clean my hands. I'll have to put away all my little envelopes again. I didn't put words on those pages, did I? Maybe I should look to see what can go out of my pouch. I could always get a stamp out and stamp new ones, right? Let's see here. Could put be yourself right here on this corner. I think that looks good. And I think the other side we put joy, wasn't it? I think so. Somewhere I put joy. Okay, I like that. Yeah, put joy there. Create magic. We don't have anything over here. We could put something right there. Could do create. I'll put it down just a little bit like that. You use the beacon glue. Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Julie. And this is a little project that you could just do and give the page to somebody because of all the neat little goodies in it. It doesn't have to go into a journal. You could double the thickness of the scrapbook paper to make it a little bit thicker if you wanted for a standalone piece. Be the light. Grow. I see one that says, oh, we got sing. Sing. Hummingbirds don't really sing. So let's do imagine. Now, do we want it up high? Down low? Maybe like that. I think that's the choice, and that's the correct choice. Okay. Oh no, your phone died. Oh yeah, Julie says you have to delete previous watched videos to stop unwanted ones from crowding your feed. Yeah, I can imagine. uh, you like it? I think that turned out really nice. Did y'all enter the raffle? All right, put this away, put it away, put it away, so you can find it another day. I think I can make a couple more pages to go in here. But I don't think I need a whole bunch. But I like this stair step look here. So I've got this one, and this one. So when you look at it, there's going to be different layers of pages. I think what I should do is I'm going to go through my scrapbook papers, maybe even some of my coffee dyed papers and that kind of paper, and make pages that'll fit between here and here, and between here and here, and then some plain papers to go in here, because realistically that doesn't need to be that much more chunky for that portion. And then what I can do is make a journal to go in this big pocket. Margie! Yes, it's called a box. Or the trash can. Oh dear. I'm playing with the bow. Oop, there. Kind of. This is wired ribbon. I like using it sometimes because you can kind of shape it to go where you want it to go. So it kind of gives it a different look on the side with the two. You like that idea? I think so. I think I'm going to do the papers, and then next week we'll work on a mini journal to go in the very back. And maybe that mini journal will be my cruise journal, because then I can just take either the whole thing or the mini journal on my cruise. I don't know if I'm going to have enough room in my luggage for something this big. Oh dear. Okay, let's pick a winner. And the winner is Call Me Glitter. You're going to get 200 junk bucks. Okay, let's go. Currency. Call me. There she is. Well, there you go. You've already earned 200 points again. Alrighty. Let's see. So next week we're going to work on a journal insert, pages to go between that are not as fluffy as what's already in here. And we should finish up this journal. I hope you enjoyed this session. I hope that it inspired you to get in your collection of goodies and see what you have. And know that if you don't have the perfect color, find a product that you enjoy using to alter the color of things and invest in that. That's what I would highly recommend. You know, whether it be watercolors, watercolor pencils, ink pads with different colors, Tattered Angels Clipper Mist, acrylic paint. There's a wide variety of items you can invest in, and you don't have to go top dollar. You can buy a cheap Dollar Tree, dollar store watercolor set to start with to alter the color of things that you have in your stash already. I don't know. I just hope that gives you some ideas, and I hope you enjoyed today. Do something creative. Get in your creative space and create something fun, cool, interesting, whatever it may be that kind of speaks to your inner muse. If you would, be kind to those out there. You never know what somebody else is going through. Even with my going to see Robin, everybody has something, and what you may be going through may not be as bad as what somebody else is going through. It's all about perspective, and just a word of kindness, saying hello, smiling at people, opening the door for somebody else. Just a little bit of active kindness can make a big difference in somebody else's life. Give a friend a call if you haven't talked to them in a while, and even better, make arrangements to visit them face to face. All right, everybody. Love all of you so very much. Margie says her creative space right now is a bed. Hey, that's okay. You can create in bed, that's for sure. You're very welcome. Thank you, everybody. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Know that you are loved. Have an amazing week. Bye, everybody.